My name is Shuai Quan. Today I will share some stories of teachers in rural China. I think they are the forgotten caretakers of our future. And there are a lot of liushou or ertong, as a lot of you might know. They are the kids whose parents went to big cities for work while leaving their kids in the village most of the time with their grandparents. One recent study shows these kids can only see their parents 2 or 3 times a year. And just like me, I think everyone will wonder, how do they go through their childhood? And where can they go for help when they need it? And who do they spend time with? What help can we give? Or what help do they need? That with all that questions, that's how Match EDU was born, an NGO registered in Shanghai in 2017. Well, we started within the first 3 months. We found something interesting enough already. While we are trying to reach the kids in rural area, most of the time parents are not there. So there's no way to call the parents and say anything because they're not around. They're in the big city, busy with their living and barely survive themselves. Kids are with their grandparents, and usually kids actually need to take care of their grandparents instead. And we found out the kids who do spend most of their time with are the local teachers. So we decided to choose rural teachers as our focus for the NGO effort. I want to share some of the photos we saw. These are shared by the local teachers across China, probably over 30 more provinces. The reason I want to share these photos is who are taking those pictures for these kids while their parents are not there? Who are the ones capturing their growth moments? Who are there to listen to their stories, sad or happy? So let's take a look at these pictures. This is a typical setting of a small, tiny elementary school in rural areas most of the time. And this is a very old bell outside of one classroom. Some of the window you can see it's broken. And this is the same school as the last slide, and it's their playground. And one kid who is actually looking at one bird flew into the classroom because there is no window in this classroom. These kids, they went to a field outside of school, very nearby. Some more elementary kids. A small elementary school with all their kids from K to probably grade 3 in winter. And these are the kids who are showing their paper clipping artworks. Look at this flower made with some corns by a little kid. And these kids are reading among the mountain. More kids with playing with some yellow leaves. And they did some leaf painting. And they were having leaf painting class outside. So looking at these photos, we started having more questions. Who are these local teachers behind every photo? What do their life look like? Do they have enough support to do their big job? So we started doing some rural teacher principal training in Shanghai since 2018 summer. And we found something very interesting. Most of the teachers in rural area, 77% are female with a college degree, and nearly 80% their monthly salary is below 4,000 RMB. And we also look at the rural school principals profile. Most of them are male with a college degree. Most of them, they were born right there locally. And 82% monthly salary is below 5,000 RMB. Through a lot of talking, interview, focus group, we learned something else. Teachers there are not being respected and valued most of the time. When something wrong with the kids at school, teachers are the one to blame. And they don't have enough support to accomplish the intense teaching jobs, both physically and mentally. Most of them don't have ongoing continuous support like training that they will need. And even for the school supplies, they don't have enough school supply to do their basic job. When most of their kids are 留守儿童 without parents around, the teachers have to listen to the kids' story. Even they feel the pain themselves, they have no one else to talk to about the kids' problem. And we also found out that most of them don't have personal growth training at all, like some of us in the city. Basically, overall, they are not being supported or empowered well enough to thrive and teach. So we simply decide to do 3 things. One, we want to make rural teachers feel cared for and valued at least through some more school supplies and personal donation. So we donate books, pencils, sports equipment, art supplies to meet their basic teaching need in classroom. And we also donate various products, clothes, socks, or lotion, sometimes chocolates, not just for the kids, but for the teachers as well to warm their hearts. And these are some pictures the teachers actually shared themselves. This one is rural teacher got some book donations for her English reading class. It's the first time the kids are reading some English picture books. Some more book donations. And these are the mind maps the kids draw based on the books that we donated. And this one is a teacher who shared they are so happy to receive the socks donated by a company. And all these happy faces from the teachers were taken when they received the free new books from us. And the second, we decide to empower them through personal growth and professional training. We continue to have the personal growth summer camps hosted in Shanghai every summer. And since this year, we started to have more online professional training. Topics are like psychology studies, sex education, professional coaching 101, mindfulness, and more. The third one, within this training program, we found out books and readings are actually not well supplied in rural areas either. So we started donating books to teachers, not just for students. Again, we hope the teachers will learn and love reading themselves first before they actually can deliver and teach the kids to do it. So we help them to form teacher online reading groups, provide how to read training classes for teachers. These are some pictures about the programs I just mentioned. This one is the Shanghai Rural Principal Training. We found out not just teachers, but the local principals themselves also need a lot of training support. And this one was the trip we made to a local school. We had a teacher training camp there. So we brought the teachers and coaches from Shanghai, Beijing to the rural area. And look at this book. It's a principal's reading notes. This is a local school's reading club. Another local school district reading club with 13 local schools teachers in it. This one is the positive psychology training we provided online. These are the notes and the sharings made by a teacher. This one really touched my heart. One time we had a chocolate donation. We sent some chocolate as gifts to some rural teachers and principals. And we found out in our WeChat group, a lot of them actually saved all the chocolate gifts for their school students. And one principal even said he had never tried chocolate himself before. This is the first time he actually got chocolate. And this is one of our book donation, a very famous education book. This is these are some reading notes from one teacher. And the third thing we decided to do, help them to get connected by building their own community. It's not just we help them, but they can help within their own groups by their peers. So we built an online teacher community called Match Family. We really want to just make it as a family so they can share their good feeling and bad feeling, anything they want to share, like a family. There's no right or wrong, but just sharing. And they can also help and learn from each other because they're teachers. They have more common discussion topics. So eventually, hopefully it's a match family built by the teachers, for the teachers, and of the teachers. And through the online match family community, we are able to know more about who they are. This is one picture one teacher posted. This is her family. And we also learned a lot of teachers, they actually need to go do some farm work, very heavy farm work, even after school. And the teacher also shared her own childhood story. This is the one teacher who attended our summer camp training. After he returned, he hugged another person or another student for the first time. And this is the one sharing by a teacher. He worried so much about his students after reading their sad family stories. Oh, this teacher, she is like a superwoman. She got to help the student to get their shoes fixed and have their hair cut, and also have to help them with their food preparation. Sometimes teacher also shares some local view, like this one, a sunrise photo right in the field shared by a teacher. Another local view, another beautiful one. And a school photo, entire school, shared by a teacher. Look at this little flower sculpture made and shared by a local teacher. The following pictures are from one activity usually they do. It's a family visit. So this one is shared by a principal. Another principle, did family visit? So after looking at all those pictures, you probably have a better sense how their real life look like, what they face every day. And at Match EDU, what we are, the challenges we are facing, I also want to share some of those. See, hopefully some of you can share some of the insights you have afterwards. The number one challenge we really face and would like to solve better is how to use technology to fill the gap of inequality more efficiently. We have three methods that we are trying. First one, project design mindset. Instead of treating teachers like a minority group, we would like to treat them more like a user. So it's a user-centered approach. What do they need instead of what we want to give? Second is we try to focus more on ROI, return on investment, and value, not just feeling good. We feel like we want to help more. Instead of feeling good, we want to look at what value actually was being delivered. And the third one is use OKR to operate as a tech startup team. Not sure how many of you are familiar with OKR, but this is also a method used by many tech startup. And again, it's focused on objective and key results. And our team is still learning about this approach as well. I also want to mention about the well, I actually gave a lot of thanks to NYU Shanghai. We have had a lot of NYU Shanghai students as our interns and volunteers during the years. And the entire CDC team has given us a lot of ideas and helped us since 2018. And there are probably more than 10 NYU Shanghai students already participated in our programs. I'll give you some examples: online art classes, book donation, short video production project, and a lot more. So I'm really excited to know there might be more students coming to our program. Lastly, I think the stories of teachers in rural China will be continued, and I look forward to hearing more advices and suggestions you might have. Thank you.